of Morocco, the northwest tip of Morocco, the Spanish city of Ceuta, which is in Africa, literally Africa. Tiny little flag
Smallest
here.
flag in the world.
Ridiculous. Interesting. Algeria, a small border, and Mauritania in the south, and Berber. And this is the alphabet, which is very interesting. Hello, everyone.
Hi from Morocco.
Hi from Morocco, from Tangier, the largest city north of Morocco, the closest one to Europe.
Spain, very close to Spain. Lots of ferries you can take.
Around, not there, but Europe's a little bit further that way.
It's a very nice city, as you can see.
Yeah, there was a lot of colonization here from different colonial powers, Portugal, Spain, France. So this forts and walls of the Medina, the old town, they were built on top of Portuguese, Spanish, and French constructions, fortifications. And if you see on the map, so Morocco is on the northwest part of Africa, northern Africa, most developed countries in the region. It's border on the east Algeria, and on the south, Western Sahara.
However, in this video, we're not going to be talking so much about, a little bit about tourism and show you a few of the sites. But what are we going to be talking about today, Jose? What are you going to be talking about? I guess it's you next.
You too, but about Western Sahara, which is a complicated issue here in Morocco and also in Spain, but also the Spanish exclaves and enclaves in Morocco.
Ceuta, Melilla.
And we were in Ceuta, right?
Mm-hmm. So we'll include the link to the article and we'll talk a little bit about it later on.
Yeah.
But so it's about geopolitics today.
Yeah, a little bit tourism about the country, but geopolitics. So keep following. And this is the main marina here in Tangier, like big cruise ship over there. And that's our friends here. Hello, how are you? Good?
And technically, you can't quite see it, but if you look way, way, way over that way, you normally can see the coast of Spain because it's only like 8 kilometers away.
Yeah, it's pretty close. The Strait of Gibraltar, we can turn here. And I was in Tarifa in Spain not a long time ago, and you can clearly see Morocco on the other side. It's 8 kilometers.
This is the closest point to Spain.
It's very close. Yeah. And over there is the municipal beach. And the cornichon, they call it, like how do you call it, the bigger...
Corniche? I think we use corniche.
Use corniche in English? I don't know. It's like the big walking path along the coast. Yeah, it's really nice, this area here in Tangier. Not too short here.
Thankfully, Rodrigo finally decided to get his haircut.
Yeah, that's a falcon. Jeez. So we are here in
Cap Spartel.
Cap Spartel.
Almost there.
Again?
Cap Spartel.
Cap Spartel. Really north of Morocco. The northwest tip of Morocco, pretty close to Europe.
Yeah, like 8 kilometers to Spain or something. You can take a ferry.
Which would be like, 6 miles, 5 miles. Yeah. And so it's pretty close. You can see today, but Europe is just there. Mm-hmm. Like, it's amazingly close. And I know I was in Tarifa, which is the Spanish side, and you can clearly see around this region here in Morocco, which is northern Africa. So it's crazy how close both continents are. Mm-hmm. It's the Strait of Gibraltar, right? That's the exit of the Strait of Gibraltar, essentially, or the entry. Depends which way you're coming from. So as we mentioned before, Atlantic Ocean, the
Mediterranean Sea?
Mediterranean Sea. Frozen.
He was just recording in Portuguese.
So I have to switch the key here, English, Portuguese. But yeah, as you mentioned, so this is the Strait of Gibraltar, the entrance. Or the exit, depending on the direction you're going. The Atlantic and the Mediterranean.
And Spain, very close there.
Very close there, so around over there, and usually in a clear day you can easily see Spain, Europe, right there. So as you could see, the Gibraltar Strait, there is the two little entrance and exit. We were in one of them, and the other one is literally the Spanish city of Ceuta, which is in Africa, literally Africa, surrounded by Morocco. So it's a Spanish exclave surrounded by Morocco.
So it's a little controversial, as I'm sure you can imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's Ceuta and Melilla, the two Spanish cities
In African territory.
in African territory.
Or Moroccan territory.
Yeah, it's not exactly Moroccan territory. That's the controversy. Because Morocco says that it belongs to us. It's here in Africa, surrounded by my territory. So there are colonies, Spanish colonies. On the other hand, Spain says, no, we conquer or occupy those places.
The lands.
Before there was a kingdom of Morocco. There was not a country here before that as the kingdom of Morocco. So they say no, like the Spanish kingdom occupied these lands before there was even a country called Morocco, or like a kingdom of Morocco around the region. So I'll let you guys, you can give your opinion here in the comments area. What do you think? Who is right, who is wrong in this dispute?
But also, we've actually visited Ceuta.
Oh, yes.
It's a very interesting city. If you ever get the chance, you can easily take a ferry from Spain.
It's like about 2 hours, the ferry, from Spain, Europe to Ceuta.
And thankfully, I wrote a nice long article about it. So we will link that in the comments. So if you're
In the
interested
description.
in doing your own one-day Ceuta itinerary, I believe it was.
Yeah, it's gonna have the description, the link to the description. In the description, we're gonna put a link to Nikki's article about Ceuta. So if you wanna visit, it's really easy, and it's interesting to see this. You're visiting Africa, but it's Spain at the same time. Another interesting point about the cities of Ceuta and Melilla is that there's a big agreement between the European Union and Morocco. Also, the European Union gives a lot of money to Morocco to contain emigration. People want from Morocco to immigrate to Europe. And not even Moroccans, not even just Moroccans, people from all over Africa, because it's the closest place to Europe.
The closest European territory for them to get to.
So they come to Morocco and they want to cross to Europe. So if you cross to Ceuta, which is inside Africa, you're already in Europe per se, and you don't have a border control to go to Spain after. So a lot of them, they try to do that. And then the European Union gives a lot of money to Morocco to use their border controls to don't allow people to do that. But often Morocco wants more, how can I say, more money, more...
Some type of negotiation. They're negotiating for something.
More concessions from the European Union, more money, I don't know. And if the European Union says, or Spain, and they say, oh, no, literally the border guards in Morocco, they let it go. Like they let everyone pass through their checkpoints, going to Ceuta, to Melilla, to Spain, like turning a blind eye to whatever's happening. And you see like those waves, the masses of immigrants.
It's quite intense.
Yeah, it's quite intense, trying to get into Ceuta and Melilla. And you see that also the other side of the huge fences, all the Spanish police officers trying to contain people from getting in with tear gas and everything. So it's quite impressive. If you search on YouTube, like immigrants crossing to Melilla or Ceuta, you're gonna see some of the images.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of videos about it.
So literally, Morocco using immigrants as a bargaining chip with the European Union. And I could say a little bit almost a hybrid warfare, although it's not like a warfare, and it's not attacking the European Union. It's like trying to get more concessions. But you can see Russia and Belarus doing exactly the same thing, as a hybrid attack against the European Union, against Poland, when they literally bring immigrants from Central Asia, from Africa, from the Middle East, to Belarus, to Russia, and then just let them go to cross the borders to the European Union. So unfortunately, immigrants, humans being used as tools for autocratic regimes. Typical European Union. They pay for this information panel, or maybe a little bit with renovating the Medina and the fort, and they have a tiny little flag
Smallest
here.
flag in the world.
Ridiculous. Come on, European Union. Where's your marketing? Where's your branding? Where's like showing that you're helping, that you're sending money to other countries? Jeez, terrible. Nick. And fun fact, Morocco was literally the first country that recognized US independence in 1776. And even today, they keep a very strong friendship and cooperation, both in trade, but was as well in security, with fighting Islamic insurgency in the Sahel area in northern Africa, but also Morocco is a partner of NATO, not a member of NATO, but a country partner of NATO in security, defense, and so on. So they still keep U.S. and Morocco and keep this strong alliance. So here in Morocco, it's inhabited by both people with Arab descent, French or Spaniard, because they were used to colonize here, and Berber. And this is the alphabet, which is very interesting. And you find this in different other parts of northern Africa, because the Berber people live across part of the northern Africa. And it's an interesting alphabet. So, let's talk a little bit about Western Sahara. I'm gonna try not to speak that loud because it's a little bit controversial here. So essentially, if you look at the map, you have Morocco, and in the south, Western Sahara, which there's a big border there, and Western Sahara also borders Algeria, a small border, and Mauritania in the south. So as you know, Morocco was a French colony, but also Spain colonized parts of Morocco, and Spain also was colonizing Western Sahara. Morocco got its independence much earlier, around the 1950s. Western Sahara just in the 70s. And when they got independence, or didn't get independence as a country, but Spain just left, both Morocco and Mauritania, they claimed that Western Sahara belonged to them.
They both wanted in on it.
Yeah, and Morocco actually invaded Western Sahara, and even today, 2/3 of Western Sahara is completely occupied or controls 2/3 of Western Sahara. Mauritania relinquished its claiming over Western Sahara in the 1990s, so now just Morocco is there. But why you have this conflict? Because it still has the people who lives in Western Sahara, and they are represented. They want to be independent from Morocco, and they are represented by the Polisario Front. It's a Polisario Front of liberation of Western Sahara. Some people can say it's a rebel group. The term is also complicated. And this group is supported financially and militarily by Algeria. Again, if you look at the map, you have Morocco up here and Algeria in the eastern border of Morocco, and they're big rivals, both Morocco and Algeria. They really don't like each other, and this border is completely closed since 1994. So they are not fighting against each other directly, but it's the conflict in the Western Sahara is a kind of proxy war almost between Morocco and Algeria. Algeria supports the Polisario Front with weapons and money, and the Polisario Front wants independence and fight against Morocco. But interesting that today, the most of the Western Sahara looks like Morocco. There is a place there called Daha. It's a very famous place for kite surfing. I wanted to go kite surfing there. It's right at the coast. It's like a big bay. It's really good. But when I wanted to go there to kite surf, Booking.com, when you're looking for hostels or hotels, says like you're in Morocco. They put like Morocco, which is kind of weird because it's not internationally recognized as Morocco.
You said there's very few countries that recognize it,
Yeah,
right?
one is actually the United States that recognize Western Sahara as belonging to Morocco in exchange for Morocco to recognize Israel as a country. You remember the Abraham Accords that Trump presidency, they established this accord with some Middle Eastern countries as like Bahrain, but also as Morocco. And Morocco said, yes, I'm going to recognize Israel as a country if you recognize Western Sahara as part of Morocco. And the United States did. But the United States is a minority. Most countries don't recognize Western Sahara as being part of Morocco. But it's interesting also, you can fly there, but you have to fly with Air Morocco. No other airline in the world flies to Western Sahara besides Air Morocco.
And no land borders as well. You can only fly in, right?
Yeah, you can cross. At least us, like foreigners, wouldn't be able to cross through land.
But it is pretty safe to visit as a tourist, is our understanding, right?
If you're in the 2/3 and close to the coast, what's controlled by Morocco, it's quite safe. Like a bunch of people go there kite surfing. And then there is the part, like I would say, the border between the Polisario Front and Morocco troops. It's a little bit more complicated. And they used to have UN troops there, peacekeeping troops separating both groups. I don't know today, but I would research a little bit about that. And that's it. It's a little bit one of the complicated issues here with Morocco, a little bit of geopolitics in this northwest part of Africa, and this little proxy war conflict between Morocco and Algeria. And at the same time, you can enjoy a little bit of
lovely view.
A lot of view of Tangier.
From the top of the Medina.
Yeah. Here behind me you have the Medina,
The old city wall.
the old city walls. Really cool.
And a lot of cats as well.
And a lot of cats. Where did you see them? Cats. They are everywhere. So we are leaving the Medina, like this old town, and the souk is like the market, and now we are going to the normal modern town. Old cinemas, flags. Um, dois, três, quatro, cinco, seis, sete, oito.
Nove.
Cadê? Oh, nossa! Tem dois. 9, 10, 11. What do you guys want? No food, sorry. No food. A lot of them. One more time. French, Berber, and Arabic up there. The French consulate in Tangier. If you think that here used to be literally a French colony, I guess they have a lot of diplomatic presence here, let's say. So another fun fact about Morocco here, the next World Cup in 2026, it's going to be in 3 countries, United States, Canada, and Mexico. So it's going to be a North America World Cup. But the following World Cup, 2030, is going to be 3 countries and 2 continents, Spain, Portugal, and Morocco. So they're going to have games here in Morocco, and I think Tangier, they would probably have games as well because it's so close to Spain and Morocco, Spain and Portugal. So it's pretty cool. And World Cup of Football World Cup for my American friends, Soccer World Cup. So it's pretty cool that they're gonna have, I think probably it's the first time ever that you have a World Cup in two different continents, Africa and Europe. So I know this is a geopolitical video, but just a small travel tip. Visiting Morocco is very easy, very, very easy and very cheap if you're in Europe. Because once you're in Europe, they have so many low-cost flights to Morocco. It's amazing.
Like under 50 euros, $50.
Easily.
Easy.
Return. Under 50, 40 euros return. We just met a Brazilian couple. They live in Portugal, and from Portugal, from Lisbon, they came here for 27 euros return. Imagine, no bags and everything, you know, like just the bag under the seat, but whatever. And you can also take the ferry, but traveling around here is super easy, mostly safe. There's a little bit of harassment about buy stuff here if you go to the souks.
Wearing sunglasses helps. This one wasn't bad, though.
Yeah, that one wasn't bad. And wear sunglasses, that's true.
Sunglasses helps a lot, though.
And a lot of places to visit. Tangier here, Fez, Casablanca, Marrakesh. If you like kite surfing, Assoria, which is in Morocco, and then Dakhla, which is in Western Sahara. It's a bit more complicated, but it's one of the top places in the world to kite surf. And if you like surfing, Agadir, also south of Casablanca and Assoria, amazing place to surf. So yeah, if I'm traveling in Europe, I've never been to Africa, I want to be a little bit in Africa, but maybe I'm worried, I'm a little bit scared.
It's worth doing for sure.
Worth doing. Come to Morocco, it's going to be super cheap, super easy, and super nice to visit, the nice culture, nice people. I recommend.
Or if you want to visit somewhere else in North Africa, we love Tunisia. That's our favorite spot in
Yeah.
North Africa. And conveniently, we wrote a very, very long article about it, which we can also link in the comments.
Yeah, Tunisia is quite cool as well. We're gonna leave thanks for reminding me. We're gonna leave the link to our article Nikki wrote in the description. And you know, Tunisia, you have Roman ruins.
Yeah, they have a Colosseum that's almost as big as the one in Rome, but like almost no tourists comparatively.
Carthage ruins. Star Wars places, a lot of it's Star Wars. Both the original one and some of the new one were filmed there. So there's a lot of stuff to see. So we also recommend two easy places to visit in Africa, cheap and easy.
And safe.
And mostly safe. Morocco and Tunisia. You're sleeping? Where are you? Yum 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 yum. There's something interesting. The minarets here, both here and in Casablanca and Marrakesh, where I've been, they're all like a rectangular, like that. And I know in the Middle East or Central Asia, they are all round, the minarets. So I don't know. Obviously, I can Google, but if anyone can let me know why this is, why here in Morocco they are rectangular like that, if it's just a matter of architecture from this region, and then why in the Middle East or Central Asia and other Muslim countries they are round. I'll be curious. So that's it. This is not exactly was not exactly a travel video, a more geopolitical video about the current geopolitical situation in Morocco. But you got to see a little bit of Tangier, which is a very interesting city.
Including this beautiful center square behind us, full of people afterward.
Yeah, people chilling and relaxing. So stay tuned. We have a lot of videos from Africa coming up. We're gonna go to Ivory Coast, Angola, São Tomé e Príncipe. They're gonna be very interesting as well.
Lots of fun geopolitical oddities.
Yes, absolutely. See you next time.